Good evening. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's had a great weekend. I almost forgot that today was Monday. I'm having a hard enough time knowing what day of the week it is anyway, but then add some extra picnics in and I was really confused. I hope you're all doing well. We had absolutely picture perfect weather here all weekend long. So fortunate. It was really great. Got to spend a lot of time sitting outside. Pool's still freezing, so I'm not in it. But the kids were. So, yeah, it was good. Some new Embellys popped up. And I have a new one for you tonight as well. Hello, Mary Lou. Shannon, Lana. And those of you who might just be finding us for the first time, I saw some new friends today. Embellys are itty bitty little SVGs that are designed to work on a card. But they're called an embelly because they could also be an embellishment for a scrapbook page. They could be something that vinyl users could use them, but primarily I design them for cards and I make sure that they fit on a card. So, hope everybody's doing really, really well. And let's go to this new Embelly. All right, so this one it's your one in a melon because we had watermelon kicking off summer. And I just popped this on a plain white cardstock, but I can think of a gazillion things that could go behind it I'll work on that. But I wanted you to see it anyway. So let's pop in here. Now, there's also a coupon code for tonight. And it's good until Thursday. So if you like this Embelly and you want it, you're going to go to the karamiller.com website, left out half of the title. And when you click on shop for SVGs and Embellys, you're going to use the coupon code MELON, MELON. It's only good on this product, but it gives you half off. So instead of being a whopping $1.50, it will be 75 cents. And it's only good till Thursday. So if you like this one, make sure that you grab it, okay? All right, so I'm going to show you in Design Space. I'm on my iPad, but as I've explained a lot, I love the iPad to cut from because it's so simple. It's just the really quick touch and go, and I really like that. But I don't like working on a file in the iPad. So what I do is I download the SVG to my computer. Remember, we've talked about that. That's the tricky part. Where did I put it? Download it to your computer, remembering where you put it. Then go into Design Space, and you're going to click on Upload, and you're going to upload the SVG into Design Space. It's the same process all the time. Embellys are simple because I don't zip them. They're not that big a file. They're cute little things. So they don't need to be zipped. They don't come in a gazillion formats. They come in an SVG that Cricut likes. They've been tested on a Cricut to be sure that they work. Sometimes I mess up, but I haven't lately. I can't be that cocky to say they're perfect. They're not always perfect. They're human. So you upload it. And then this is the same process for everything. There is a text layer. And you're going to click on the text layer. Actually, let me bring you into here and I can show you what I mean. If we go to customize, I've kind of pulled it all apart so that you can look at it. There is, let's look in the layers panel. You'll see these have already been attached, but see this layer right here that has the text on it? This one? I changed that from cut to draw, and then I'm going to let the Cricut do the writing. And then I need to tell Cricut where you're going to attach it. So I'm going to attach it to, and I usually tell you in the instructions in the store, but you're going to make sure that it writes on the shadow layer. So I'm going to select the two of those, which on the iPad you have to do it this way. And then I'm going to come into actions and I'm going to say attach. Now they already are. Debbie, when you save them, they just go into Design Space. Okay? So how do you get it to my project? That's a really good question. You know what? Let me just grab my computer. 1 second. Let me show you. Okay, I'm back. It might take a little bit of time for me to get there, but when you save it, we have time because this card goes easy. So let me just fire this baby up and share it with you. Hold on. Did anybody have any good barbecue today? We had okay, so the question was, when you download it, where does it go? All right, so let's start new. All right, here I am in Design Space, right? I've purchased the Embelly and I've saved it on my computer and I know where it is. So I'm going to say upload, upload the image, browse. I need to go figure out where did I save it. I have an Embelly folder. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to grab the watermelon and bring it in. This is the place where I can add tags. Tags help you search. Aww. Oh, definitely pizza. Yes, I love it. I'm having a salad tonight because I've done nothing but eat all day long. So upload it. I'm going to say save. So here it is. It's just sitting in my uploads, right? I need to bring it into my projects by clicking on this and say insert an image. And now it's in here. So I don't like the grid. I always turn that off. That little square right there turns off the grid. It just makes it too busy for my face. Don't change your sizes or anything, so it's going to fit perfect on the front of your card. Don't ungroup. Just relax for a sec. Come over here to where it says cut. That's the text layer. It's itty bitty. Click on that. Going to come up here to cut and change it to draw. Then I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to select the whole project and I'm going to ungroup. Then I'm going to take the draw layer and I'm going to figure out where do I want it to attach. This one you might have to look a little bit, but you're going to want it to attach, I'm going to tell you, right here. I want it on that green. But if you're not sure where you want it, you can move things around. But it's this one and this one. I hold down the shift key and select both layers. Notice I don't touch anything in the Embelly over here. I just take these two layers and I say attach. Now it's going to all of a sudden look like it disappeared. It's because notice it popped it right up to the top of the layers panel. So if I move this over, you can see what happened. So what is going to happen, let's move this forward. The story is that you can now move them over here. I don't have much luck with it. Let me try it. It would be great if they would let us rename them, but they don't. See how that goes? And then this little baby goes on the front. So then we're going to say make it. It's going to pop it over. I'm doing this on the Joy because I make everything on the Joy these days, even though I have a maker sitting right to my elbow here. I'm going to say on the mat and say done. And then Cricut is going to separate them. Notice these are going to just cut. This is the layer where I told it to draw and cut. And then this one's going to cut. Okay? All right. So let's come back here. And I'll move the computer out of the way now. And let's actually do it. But I'm going to do it from the... oh, so I saved that project. That was the step I missed, Debbie. Sorry. So I fix it the way I want it. I get all this stuff organized. I get the layers where I want them. And then I'm going to save the project. Save the project as Watermelon Embelly. And then when I want it, let's go back to home. It's going to be in my projects in the cloud. Okay? So then I can bring it in and I can just make it because I've already done all the work. I've already customized it in my computer where I can see it, and I only have to do it that one time. Now, not all of them need to have something done. If there's writing, often it's easier to have the machine do the cutting, or the drawing, than it is to write the letters. So for example, this is one of the new ones from the weekend. Those are so tiny. The machine could do it, but you'd be really annoyed trying to get all those itty bitty little pieces in there, and it just looks so much easier and better when the machine writes it. So what I do when I want the machine to write it is I pick a really tiny font, so you can't really tell that it's not filled in. It looks like it's written. Okay. And this is another one that I could have cut it, but it would have been so tiny. Here's one where I didn't change the font, and I let Cricut do the cutting because that was big enough, and I could stick that down. All right, so this letter, as you can see, I really could have cut that out. That's the same thicker font, and I could, but then I would have had to glue every single one of those down. You could if you want, and you don't have to change it. You could just let Cricut do just let it cut it, and it would be fine. Okay. So, the next thing you're going to want to do is, once you do that, is kind of look at your layers and see, okay, what colors do I need? So I need a pink, 2 greens, and a black. All right, that's pretty easy. Now, I don't always do them that way. Sometimes I let you choose your colors. The graduation one, this one was designed so that you would pick your school colors. Susan did it today with her school colors on it. She also did something cute, which was she took this cap that got cut out and she popped it up here, and I love that. The other thing, I left this space. I kind of like the white space, but you could also tell Cricut to write the school name in there if you wanted. Yeah. Oh, that's a great point, Debbie. The pens for the Cricut Joy are different than the Cricut pens for the Maker. They're a different size. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go with Melon Mambo is my pink. Granny Apple Green. Some spruce. And some black. Okay. And then, of course, I'm going to use my Whisper White cardstock for the base. I make a bunch of card bases up ahead of time. Just cut an 8.5 by 11 in half. So you're going to have 8.5 by 5.5, and then you're going to score it at 4.25, and you can just have a stack of these ready to go. All right. So first things first is a Melon Mambo is going to go on. I cut these at 4.25 by 5.5. So that's super easy again. That's taking the 8.5 by 11 cardstock, cut it in half, and then in half again, and they fit 99.9% of the file. I'm going to tell you on this one, this little tiny piece of watermelon over on that side, it's going to come real close to the edge. So I'm just going to take this and drag it down a little bit, and then I don't have to worry. Okay? I'm going to say continue. And I'm going to cut this at medium cardstock. I cut all Stampin' Up! Cardstock on medium, and it loves it. Now this is just a cut. I don't need to have a pen or anything. And we are going to say go, and it's going to go ahead and do it. Now this mat has been used a lot, so I kind of just keep telling it, you're stuck. You're really stuck there. Because I've had it get caught and peel up a little, and then I get annoyed. So, and that's another reason I love that the Joy is right here. I can just keep doing this and not worry. It's right in front of me. And it doesn't take up my whole desk, so I still have room to work. No, I'm not representing Cricut, and no, I don't get any money if you buy the joy. I just love it. I don't get anything out of recommending chocolate fudge either, but I like that too. This has rejuvenated my love of Cricut. I was always there. It just really, really refreshed it. Okay, we're going to unload to layer number 1. And you remember, you just kind of pop, and because it's such a small piece, you don't have to really worry about how you get it off the mat or anything. It is so easy to use. You're right, Susan. I don't know why it's so much easier. It uses the same software, you know, and I'm just taking those inside pieces out. I don't need these. And then I'm going to take this is my watermelon and my seeds, which are pink, and I don't need those. The next layer is the rind, and I'm going to use this scrap of spruce and put that in there. Shaded spruce, put that in there. And tell her to go. So here's this piece. And this one. And unload. Here's our little rind. And then this is the shadow layer. And this is the layer that's going to have the text on it. So, make sure I'm good and down, because this is the one, if anything's going to mess up, it'll be this layer. And I'm going to load that in. I'm going to grab my black pen. Now, some people this works for, other people it doesn't. There is a little magnet built in here to hold your blade, but not always. I guess some people it doesn't work. For me, it does. It is a little blade that it's easy to lose. So let's not worry about it. And we've got our pen loaded. We're ready to go. So now it's going to go ahead and write the layer that I turned from cut into draw. Little things, little things. Yeah, Shannon, yours doesn't though. I wonder if it's in some. I mean, there's places that it doesn't. If I come too far over, it doesn't work. Yeah, it just put a little cup here, and then it won't roll away. I love to watch it write. Okay, then you take this out, and then we're going to swap it and put this in and tell her to go. And now it's going to go cut. And honestly, this is the one it will mess up. The one that it just drew. My mat won't stay sticky. If it's going to mess anyone, it'll be this one. It's only happened once, but I was annoyed. I think the other thing that really makes me smile about these is how quickly you can put together a really cool card that just looks like you've worked all afternoon. I'm just making this a nice smooth edge here for it. And it's just so satisfying. It's like super quick and quicker than had I done a card with a trimmer and the whole bit. Okay, this is this little shadow. This is kind of a la old-timey Cricut design. This is how Cricut builds a lot of their designs, and I was always so fascinated. Now I learned it's not that hard, really. Okay, we are done cutting. So now we're ready to put this all together. I save these pieces. Some of them are too little, like this is gonna go, but these I might be able to get something out of. I save them until I get sick of moving them around and then I get rid of them. Okay, so we have this. And then most embellies start building up from the shadow layer. So you're going to start with that, and then this piece, which looks kind of like something you would have thrown away, goes right over the top of it. Now I didn't ink any of this. You definitely could ink this up if you wanted. I don't know that I would ink the inside because I'd get kind of messy with it, but I would definitely, I could ink the outside of it. Hold on, I was trying to get rid of that other one. You don't need that one anymore. All right. So when I talk about the inky, I have a bunch of sponges. These come in a pack of 3. And I take my snips and I snip off the one I want. And I can grab, I'm going to go with Melon Mambo. I tend to use the same ink as the cardstock. It's just me. And I ink up my little sponge a little, and then just a little bit on the edges. And it just makes it look almost like there's another shadow layer. Gives your card a little more dimension than just a Cricut cut card. Not that there's anything wrong with just a Cricut cut card, but because this went together so super quick, you know, we can take time and do this. Now, I could do the inside by using my other favorite item, which is this super cute little silicone mat. So if you take the silicone mat and then you can kind of do this with it to get it on the inside. I'm sure my inky friends would have a better way. Oh, inky ladies, you got another tip that I should be doing. This is how I do it. Okay, then I flip this over on here and I use my adhesive. And what's cool about this, if you get it doesn't stick to it. If you do get adhesive, it just rolls right up. It's great. So it doesn't stick to your desk, it doesn't stick to the card or anything else. You can put little dabs. All right. And then bring this back. And now you just kind of have to line that up. Now it's a little smaller, so it's going to be a little bit above. And if you look at the edges, that kind of helps you. You're going to line it up, and then it's going to pop down. There's going to be a little bit of a shadow there and there. All right. Oh, Debbie says a Q-tip. So we could take a Q-tip and go in the inside. That would work. Thanks, Deb. All right, so there's one in a melon. And then this part is going to fit, and it fits perfectly behind the watermelon and gives you the seeds. Right? So, because I don't want the glue to show through where the watermelons are, I'm going to flip over the good part of the watermelon. And then I'm going to stick this down. And this is the exact same size, so it doesn't stick out really. Now, I put that down and I didn't get it perfect. Can you see? I always fess up when I do that, right? That's me. I didn't line it up because you'll notice it's not fitting over here. So I could peel it off and start again, or I could simply take my snipperoos and just snip that off. Okay, no worries. I could take my ink and I can ink it up again, and that'll kind of help. It's not going to cover black, but it's going to make my edges look better. I'm using Melon Mambo, which is the color of my cardstock. Snip it quick, no one will know. And then this one Whoops, I'm not in the camera. I like to make you dizzy. I honestly can never remember which way to push, whether I'm going up or down. Those of you that have been following me know I've been talking about Chris being at the police academy and how they had to go back and they had to go into quarantine and all. They were supposed to be done Friday. He just called tonight and well, first he was excited because he got to call, but he's leaving Wednesday. He's coming home. So we're excited. He's done well. Back to work. And you just line those up. A little bit of your shadow is going to show. A little bit of the green layer is going to show on that one. And there you are. All set. I know, Marion, we're so excited. He said, and I'm never coming back until K9. So, so he's already planning when he's going back. So you could take, I don't know what I have for a color sitting here. I don't have a good color. You could use Designer Series paper behind it. He's super excited. What do I have that would go? Ooh, maybe this would. I don't know. Let me check this. Oh, no. You know what? We're just going to go with plain. When you don't know what to do with the back, a couple of things that you could do. We could easily take this and put it behind it, but see how it just kind of blends in? It doesn't really do it. It just doesn't, you know, and even this, too matchy-matchy, too similar. You could go with a yellow, like a So Saffron would be good, kind of summery. So let me just grab that. Let me show you what I mean, and then we're going to get done. Because it kind of went a little longer than I planned tonight, but we're having fun. I love to make cards with you. All right, so let me just grab. You did! Hooray! Good, good. Is it weird? This is So Saffron, which is kind of a subtle yellow. I like that one. This is the new one. Let me grab it. This is one of the new in colors. Bumblebee, which is kind of cool, but it's a deeper, almost a crushed curry yellow. So I kind of like the So Saffron. So let's see what we could do with this. I started it today, but then it was too nice and I went outside. I need to get all of my retired product pulled out of my closet, out of my shelves here, so I don't use any retired product. So I'm going to cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. That's why I was saying I use that standard size all the time. Oh my gosh, I worked in the garden today. You can tell I did. And then this can go here. And this, which you can see makes it a little bit more dramatic than just plain white. Oh my gosh, 8 weeks is a long time to then jump back in. So then the other idea, and I really would have to check to be sure this is one that you can still get, is you could take an embossing folder, run it through the Big Shot. Let me just do that over here. Trust me, that's what I'm doing. Run that in there. Run this through the Big Shot. Get in there. You can tell that's what I'm doing because you can hear it. Cranking away. And then, so if you didn't have a Designer Series paper that would go with what you wanted, just pop this in. So you just take your cardstock, pick a color that kind of brightens up your card. And then remember, the whole inside of your card is ready for a sentiment from one of your favorite stamp sets. So we're going to use some dimensionals on here. Anybody get their catalogs yet? Other than demonstrators? And then I'm going to pop that right there. Right? So much cooler than just plain. I mean, plain's cool too. But that just makes your card really wow. All right. And really, really super easy to do. No, I'm disappointed they're not to anybody yet. Maybe this will be the week. We have until June 3rd. So maybe this is the week. I only got one. Becky, I have something coming to you. I'm sorry it didn't make it to the mail yet. But from the challenge, you have something coming. So I will get it to the mail tomorrow, I promise, and start watching. Yeah, Susan, me too. I think I like it, and then I go, ooh, that's really boring. As you can tell, I fill them in a lot. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for coming tonight. Hope you have a great week, and we'll be back again Thursday for our usual. This has been crooked all night. There. Phew. And we'll see you soon. Make sure you pop over and grab this one with the coupon code MELON, MELON. Have a great night. Bye.